Hi, I'm David Bowman. I'm one half of Bluewood Publishing. We are an international based small press publisher. My business partner is actually based in Christchurch, New Zealand, and we publish genre fiction in ebook and print. We've been around now about 2.5 years, and we have about 150 titles currently available as ebooks, 32 of which are now in print.
And when you say genre fiction, what do you mean?
But genre fiction, it's popular fiction as opposed to literary fiction. And we got, for example, we have alternative history, romance, Western romance, fantasy, science fiction, thriller, and what they call dark fantasy, the vampire type stories. We also have one non-fiction title, but that was because that was just such a brilliantly written manuscript we couldn't turn it down.
Now, you use a combination of print and
print and ebook, yes. We actually started in ebook rather than in print. Simply, it was a mechanism that worked for us, and then we expanded it into print.
Why is that? I get the impression that people are actually moving from print to ebook.
I think so. I think that's because when we formed, we had a blank canvas. Most people are coming from a background of print, whereas we were coming from a background more as authors than as print. And as a result, it was a method of working that worked for us. So we started with an ebook and then moved through into print from that direction. So we're going against the tide, but we're going with the tide because obviously the ebook sales continue to grow and grow and grow, and in many respects paperback sales are relatively flat. There is not the growth in that market that there has been in the past.
What do you see happening to the industry? Where do you see it going?
I've both sat on panels and seen the panel here today. I don't think there's a simple answer to that question. It's e-books are ticking over, and Tesco's I think sold 225,000 Kindles in the run-up to Christmas, which is an enormous amount for a supermarket to sell. And e-books are selling and selling and selling. Essentially, you have two wins with an e-book. Firstly, is your e-book reader is a light device. You can carry around your entire library in your handbag or in your back pocket. And second side there is the ecological look at this. The e-book, you haven't destroyed a tree to print an e-book, and I think that there is an element of people saying that. Of course, the e-book reader itself has consumed rather more than just a tree to be produced, but the e-books and the cost profile, obviously it costs a lot of money to print a book, particularly on a short run. If you can print millions of books, you can do it a lot better, but for a small press like ourselves, it takes a lot of investment to actually produce the printed version of the book.
So, which goes back to the question we discussed earlier. Why the switch from e-books to print? It's not
a switch. We always intended to do both, but we started with the e-book because that was for us the easier way to do it. And then we moved through, in print. But all of the print books are available as e-book. It's just there are a lot of e-books that we publish which are a lot shorter, which makes for not such an economic model for print.
And then one of the things that I had said was that e-books present a problem in the sense that a lot of e-books that are being published are self-published, and the quality is not very good, and that potentially that is the potential of
This is a problem. As the technology gets easier, more people get onto that technology, and some of them don't understand the importance of the various steps that a publisher takes. We copy, edit and proofread every book before it is published. And the author gets corrections twice at least. It goes through a third set of edits before it actually goes into print, because changes to a print book after it's been printed are obviously, both practically and financially, the consequences are a lot higher. The e-books, people are self-publishing. It's very, very easy to do these days. All you need is basically a copy of Word. You don't need anything else in terms of software to be able to get out to virtually all of the major retailers, people like Amazon, people like Apple, people like Barnes & Noble in America. It's very easy to get the books out there. What happens is that they don't follow the methodology of the publisher, so they don't actually get everything printed. They don't get it all edited, they don't get it all formatted properly, and the whole thing goes, you end up with a substandard product, and then that brings down the value of those that actually do.
Did we talk about the challenges that you face as publishers?
Not yet. The problem is always we are small press. That means we're not well known. That means our authors aren't well known. So therefore, getting exposure, getting publicity for them is a much harder fight. You know, if I had a Stephanie Meyer on my books, I wouldn't be a small press publisher. You're always looking for the book that will come along in those terms, but in terms of that you have to work that much harder for each copy that you sell.
And how are you doing it?
Online. Obviously through all of the big online channels, and we are growing year on year, and but it's e-books that are leading that growth. Although we have more print titles in each year, it's actually the e-books that are driving the growth pattern.
And where do you see yourself, let's say in 5 years' time, as a publisher?
Hopefully with a table about 10 times this size with piles of books. But no, seriously, it's very, very difficult at the moment to work out what's going to happen in the publishing industry, and the advantage that we have by being a small company is we are nimble, we can change with the industry. So as e-books evolve into more and more complex beasts rather than just pure text, we can probably keep up with that and be ahead of the less nimble organisations such as the mainstream publishers.